Ciao Michele, ciao Anna Maria, ciao Lucia, ciao Duccio, thank you for being here. So today we're going to be in Cefalù, Sicily. We are going to be speaking with a very special venue. It's a hotel. It's suitable for your accommodation, for your vacation, of course, and anything that you want to do privately. But in regards to weddings, it's a venue that can do pretty much everything. And today we are going to be speaking with Carmela and Gaia. They have a little bit of surprises, a lot of information for us. And on my side, I am going to show you how a wedding planner interacts with a venue. And so we're going to find out together what can be accomplished, what a venue offers, what we can look for. So a little bit of everything as usual that you can expect to be doing, whether your wedding is at this specific venue, in Sicily, in Italy, in Europe, or anywhere in the world. But our aim is always, ciao Tony, our aim is always to be able to give you some hints that you can use for your own wedding, no matter where it is. Of course, we show you vendors and venues that we feel are amazing. So that's already our suggestion. But we want you to be able to take our input and put it in your own wedding. Ciao Giuseppe, welcome. So as I connect with Gaia and Carmela, feel free to grab a glass of wine, cup of coffee, or whatever suits you. Literally, I already have my coffee with me as usual. So let me add our lovely ladies to the chat and we can be on our way. Oops.
Hi, Maxi. Hi, everybody.
Hi. Hello, everybody.
Ciao, buonasera, benvenute.
Grazie.
So, first of all, to begin with, if you could tell us which one is Gaia, which one is Carmela, so our viewers know.
Of course.
I'm Carmela.
And I'm Gaia.
Fantastic. So at least our viewers know, who's who. So far, I very, very briefly introduced your venue, but I didn't want to get too much into detail because there are so many things to be said that I wanted to leave the initial presentation to you ladies.
Thank you so much. Hi, everybody. So I'm Gaia, marketing officer of Le Calette Hotel, and with me there is Carmela, event manager of Calette Wedding. I'm in charge of the marketing of our hotel, which is a boutique hotel in Cefalù. And the main characteristic of this boutique hotel that it follows the natural falls of the bay in which it stands. And it takes the name from here. Indeed, Le Calette means little coves or little beaches. And here we love to welcome visitors from all over the world since our foundation in the late 60s. And we are a family hotel and we love to organize weddings and events and receptions at Calette Wedding on our terraces in front of the sea. So, yeah, if you want to know more about Cefalù or as you wish.
Well, so let me get in. Cefalù, for those who don't know, is on the northern shore of Sicily. Sicily is the largest region of Italy. That's what we learn in elementary school in Italy, but it's a fact. It's of course an island, and it's the bottom tip of the boot, as Italy is known. Cefalù is not one of the top known maybe names in Sicily compared to Palermo, Taormina, but Cefalù is extremely close to Palermo. So something that it's always needed for a destination wedding is that you must have an international airport close by. And in your case, we have Palermo, which is about 40 minutes more or less.
Yes, it's 90 kilometers, so it means 1 hour and something. But we do have also Catania Airport. So if you find cheapest flight in Catania, you can also choose the option of Catania, which is 170 kilometers, means 1 hour and a half. Or if you'd like to come with your own vehicle, you can come with a boat. So we have a harbor in Palermo. So, for instance, from Italy, Genoa, Naples, Civitavecchia, I did so to come back here. And we do organize transfer services, so get in touch with us and we will pick you up at the airport, and we do organize also the transfer from here to the airport, or to the stations, or to the airport. So
absolutely. Yeah. And if you come with a boat, make sure it's a large boat. You don't need to leave home 2 months in advance and get there by your own little sailboat. But we're talking about big boats, so
yes.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Well, Gaia and Carmela, I wanted to do something a little different from my previous chats with you, because we have spoken a little bit, and there are quite many points that we wanted to see together. So on this chat, I wanted to be the wedding planner discussing with a venue what your options are, what your ideas are, and then giving my input. So if you want to start by telling us also what you offer in general for weddings and for wedding days, not the wedding per se the day, but in general, thinking that a couple comes from far away, maybe by boat, but far away, and so the couple and their guests are going to be with you for 3-4 days before and after the wedding. So what is your take on creating the wedding in general?
Yes, okay. So I would say that getting married at Le Calette is like a dream that comes true. We have our terraces. We have some terraces overlooking the sea that can welcome your event in classic, romantic, or glamorous style. A wedding at Le Calette is a wedding which is personalized. So we will guide you during this special experience. Most of our couples are international, so usually if they are able to come and visit us in person, that's okay. We will reserve them a warm welcome. We will meet them. We will discuss all details. But many times they contact us via Skype calls, WhatsApp calls, emails, and whatever. And we will be able to get in contact with them anyway. We do also some virtual tours. So they will be able to book the venue also without being here in person. When I talk about...
Sorry, Carmela, I'm always rude in this way. I would have interrupted you.
Yes.
It is very important, no matter what the venue or destination is, but it is very important for a couple to be able to know as much as possible of the venue that they will choose. So in your case, you offer a guided tour online or on site, of course. It can be through the wedding planner, simply because that's what I do. But it is important for a couple to be able to see little corners, little spaces, little details, and literally, because the big things are what you see right away, but you want to see also around the corner, literally. And one reason because I like your venue very much is the fact that personally, on my side, we don't offer ever anything that we wouldn't use for our own wedding. So you cannot see a photo that is beautiful, but around the corner there is something that is not so nice. And that's why it's important what you, Carmela, said, that you are able to show your venue in person or virtually, but showing your couples every little detail.
Yes, you're right. And okay, we offer many kind of services. As you were saying, what's important for our guests is to know that apart from the wedding reception, we are able to organize some other services, which could be the accommodation of their guests at our hotel, the transportation, as Gaia was saying, from the airport. And many times our international couples decide to book a 3-day event, which means that before the wedding day, they would like to welcome their guests with a welcome dinner, which could be done at our reef club facing the sea, and the wedding reception will be on our terraces overlooking the bay. And also the day after, it's possible, for example, to organize a brunch with their friends and family at our restaurant Cefalù, which is a garden that gently slopes to the sea. What's special apart from the menus, which are personalized, and our menu, we will find in these menus aromas and flavors of the best Sicilian products. And apart from the venue, which is beautiful, you can see something from here. This is part of the view that you can enjoy from our terraces. And another special thing is that you can give yourself the emotion of arriving by boat directly to our pier. And this is something that I think is special of this location. And we also organize we can also organize symbolic ceremony for our couples, and this could be done at our garden, another garden apart from Calette Restaurant. We have another garden with olive trees which overlooks the Caldura Bay.
Fantastic. So always with a wedding planner's point of view, personally, I always like, when you have a couple coming from far away, like we're going to have a couple together from New York, I always like to have different settings, different moments, always a little bit of a surprise, always a little bit of a different space. And something that really impressed me once I got to know you and your venue is the fact that despite the fact that maybe you have a 3, 4, 5 days wedding, with you it is possible to have a change of scenery. And it's not always the same. So we have different beaches. We have also, and correct me if I'm wrong, an extra beach that can be reached by ferry, by private boat organized by you. You have different restaurants. You have different areas. So it's not like going to a regular hotel that it really isn't much of my style because everything is there. But when you find a venue like yours that is just one management, one venue, but can offer so many different restaurants, so many different spaces, so many different opportunities, like arriving by boat, like different beaches, different restaurants, different spaces, that's really what at least a wedding planner looks for a couple.
Yes, sure. Yes. And I could say also that the terrace where we organize venues has different faces, because during the day it's a solarium where guests can stay, and there's a direct access to the sea from the wooden platform. And in the evening it could become room, a wedding reception, and but we could also be a club on Saturday evening. So I would say it always changes faces, and this is what people are impressed by.
Absolutely. So that's always that wow factor that starts when you arrive at Le Calette, but that it keeps going throughout the wedding days, because there is a wow factor today for this reason. There is a wow factor the other day because this space has turned into a dance area. There is always a wow factor, and that's what's most important, at least to me, because a couple needs to keep the guests always entertained. And, we don't want weddings like unfortunately happen a lot abroad, where you have just one big room and everything has to happen there. In Italy and with Le Calette, it's something that it's totally different. To begin with, Le Calette, it's not a room at all. I mean, you can see behind you, ladies, there is literally the Mediterranean Sea, and looking even further, if we could, there would be Africa. On the other side, it's Italy. So it's not a room at all, and that's what we want to provide.
Yes.
And now, to give you a little more input, of course, and meaning our viewers, Le Calette is also a special venue because it's not a hotel that is managed by investors, that it's owned by some people that put, money somewhere. But Le Calette is something that couldn't be any more Italian than that. And Gaia, I think you are the best person to explain what Le Calette really is.
So yes, Le Calette is a boutique hotel that has been run by the same family for more than 50 years, and in particular...
And sorry, Gaia, sorry.
Yeah.
Your family.
It's my family, so yeah.
Your family, yes.
Family, yes. It has been built indeed by my grandfather in the late 60s. My grandfather was an engineer, and he combined his technical view with the creative intuition of generate an oasis of well-being, like Le Calette is. At that moment, he bought a strip of land and with low agricultural value, so it was extremely cheap for the value that it is right now. And he decided to build an hotel, but at that time was more like a family residence for families who love to stay in Sicily, in Cefalù, to enjoy the sea breeze and to spend their summer. So they used to stay here for 3 months. And then the second generation arrived with my parents, my mom and dad, who have undertaken the commitment to guide Le Calette up to the Olympus of the Sicilian 5-star hotels. And the third generation is me. I joined last year, and I'm in charge of the communication and marketing of this new work of Sicilian heritage. So we can see that Le Calette is a boutique hotel, a tailor-made hotel. But the strength of Le Calette is also the fact that we right now counts more than 50 employees who have been with us, the majority of them for more than 20 years. So you can feel it. That is a big family, and it's our strength. And at the same time, what we love the most is to give the atmosphere, the authenticity, the tradition of Sicilianity, but create this space for the guests, because we usually are working behind the curtains. This is a place that a guest should feel like their place, like their home in a fantastic Sicilian setting, like this one that you can see behind me. And so what we can say more, that we are like a family, in a wedding, in joy and sorrows always. And so every single room at Le Calette is different from another because they have been designed by the attentive eye of my father, who is an architect. And he designed also the swimming pool and all the areas. And the spaces have been furnished by my mom. She loves Sicilian furnitures. And so you can feel, as I was saying before, the authenticity of this place. And here we offer every comfort, all the delicious food of Sicily, of our sparkling land. And we offer this as Masi was saying, at the free restaurants that we have. And we are lucky enough because we are in a natural reserve. Cefalù is part of the Madonie UNESCO Geopark, so we are close to the source of the best products. At the Madonie, there are three different slow food presidia. And so I can speak forever and for 50 years probably.
I know. So let me interrupt you, Gaia.
Yes.
So basically, when and we're talking about destination weddings, of course. So somebody comes or decides to get married in Italy, and what they look for in Italy is authenticity. It's the typical Italian style, different from region to region. And within Italy, of course, that feeling of being friendly, being smiley, and that's why I wanted to have this chat with you ladies, because with your venue, you have something that has literally been done by your family, has been made better by your family. You work at the venue because it's a family venue. Your staff has been with you for 20 or more years, and 20 or more years, I mean, I'm older than I look, but 20 years ago, I was quite young. So everything matches. And I mean, you can find the Eiffel Tower in Las Vegas. You can find Ponte Vecchio from Florence in Las Vegas. The looks is not really there. But nothing much is there. But when you get to Le Calette, it is actually there. It is Italy. The family atmosphere is true. It's not a Las Vegas family atmosphere. It is really there. And now let me spoil this, Gaia. Gaia is going to get married. And of course, where are you getting married?
At Le Calette, of course. So before meeting my husband, I knew the venue.
It couldn't have been any different. That's exactly why a venue is special, because somebody is marrying there. And I mean, you have an amazing venue. You know amazing venues around Italy, around the world, but you want to get married where you have tradition, where you have family, where you feel at home. And that's exactly the type of feeling that we want, we meaning myself, my company, and you and your venue. That's the feeling that we want to give to the couples that decide to get married with us, me and you.
Yes, it's
and
true.
Of course, not me and you, meaning that we are getting married.
No.
But me and you as wedding planner and as Gaia from Le Calette.
Yes.
I'm sorry, Gaia.
I have so many international friends. I want them to know where I was born, and Le Calette is the perfect place to know the tradition and the authenticity of being Sicilian. And then there is a fantastic team that I know personally, so I can rely on them. And although this particular period, my fiancé and I decided to confirm the date, so it's going to be in September this year.
Absolutely. Well, but things are getting much better, much quicker than maybe expected. for Italy at least. So September, it's feasible. It wouldn't have been a few months ago, but it is. And in Sicily, just to add a little touch, Sicily, September, it's, I would say personally, it couldn't be any more perfect, because Sicily in September, you still go around t-shirt and flip-flops during the day, not the wedding day, but during the days you can still enjoy the sea, the swimming pool. It's not as crazy as August in terms of heat, which is perfect for a vacation because you can dip in the sea or in the pool. But if it's your wedding day, August is to be arranged properly. It requires some shade. It requires much planning in terms of timing, because August is very hot. September is perfect. October also, correct me if I'm wrong, Gaia and Carmela, October in Sicily, it's amazing.
It's true. Yeah.
But something that I interrupted you as usual. Something that I wanted to also discover with you was this fact about as we say in Italy, 0 kilometers. So the produce, everything that you serve as far as food is concerned, is sourced locally.
It's true. Yes, as I was saying before, we are extremely lucky because Cefalù is well connected to the rest part of Sicily, being in the north and central part of it. And we have the possibility of having in zero time the best product of the islands. And so we offer fresh fish, fresh food, organic products, and traditional pastries, and local vegetables, and shellfish, and but also international and national bubbles, because here locally we have, for instance, the Pasito, the Malvasia, the Marsala wines. So we are extremely rich in terms of an enogastronomic aspect. So I think that we feel spoiled because we have the weather, we have the culture and the history, and we have the local products. And so I say I have lived for 10 years away, and each time I came here was just paradise, because there is no way to recharge the battery better than being in Sicily and stay here, I think.
No, absolutely. And, personally, I have lived abroad for, I don't know, more or less 10 years or something more. And every time I would come back to Italy, it would be amazing, yes. Because there is so much that Italy offers, and there is nowhere else in the world where you can find something like this. And there is a funny anecdote, and I actually came unprepared, and I'm sorry, but it's a conversation. But I once was living in San Francisco, and I used to have what in Italy we call fichi d'India, but I don't know the name in English.
Prickly.
But let me fix it. Mi cerchi fichi d'India?
No. Prickly pears. We know. Prickly pears.
What is it?
Prickly pears.
All right. So I was in San Francisco, and I would see them around, literally, as on the side of the road or in the gardens, and nobody knew that it's a fruit that it's amazing. I mean, it's a great fruit. And so all my friends in San Francisco, I would pick them and serve them to my friends, and they had no idea. And this is probably one of the images of Sicily, this type of plant with its fruit, and there is so much more. I mean, with the Etna, the volcano, there are some amazing grapes that grow, and the grapes that grow on the Etna are very particular because the volcano soil is very rich, and with so much sun from Sicily, the wines are rich in sugars, so it's very strong wines, very full-bodied. Then tuna fish in Sicily, it's the best in the world. Swordfish, it's the best in the world. Literally, I mean, I'm not making it up. You ladies know, of course, but it's most for our viewers. So Sicily, oranges. I mean, California is great, but California oranges, sorry if anybody's watching from California. No, they don't come close. So Sicily is literally a little heaven of produce of every kind. And if you can source it, as we say in Italy, 0 kilometers, meaning literally next door, it's going to be the best food you will ever have.
It's true. It's true.
So Gaia, Carmela, I wanted to see a little bit more about your venue. I know that we have a lot of potential with excursions, with the spa, but I want to keep this conversation again a little fresh, so I don't want to be too long. So, in a few minutes, whatever you want. If you want to tell us a bit more about Le Calette, a little bit about everything.
All right. Le Calette, as I was saying before, has a Mediterranean architecture. If you want to see a little bit with me, I'll show you around. So this is a promontory, the promontory of Cefalù, called La Rocca. This is the kind of architecture of Le Calette, a low-impact one. And this is our pool. And in front, you can also see the touristic harbor of Presidiana. And during the day, usually you can also see the Aeolian Islands from here. And so, Le Calette is characterized by 56 rooms, suites, and villas of refined design. As I was saying before, they have been designed by my dad, personally. And then in our park, we have 3 private cubs, 3 private beaches, and a wooden solarium in tech with king-size sunbeds and easy access to the sea, and a terrace with a bar and a restaurant overlooking the sea. Then we do also have, as Massi was saying before, a beach on the seafront of Cefalù that can be reached with our shuttle service. And Le Calette is the perfect place to find the balance between body and mind in this natural setting, because you can either have a massage or a body treatment in the gazebo with sea view, or you can join our yoga course under the Mediterranean pines, or you can have a treatment in a spa in an ancient water mills in the Gardens of Paradise, or you can have a ride with a paddle or a kayak among the rocks of our bay, discovering the nature that surrounds us. Indeed, we commit ourselves, and Le Calette commits itself in reducing the impact of our activities in the environment that surrounds us, because we are blessed with a beautiful environment and we cannot ruin it. And then we said that we have 3 restaurants, and what else? Le Calette is a tailor-made hotel. We offer every comfort and all the privacies and delicious dishes. And we can tell you a little bit about weddings, but as you wish. I can.
Yes, concerning weddings. I would like to.
Sorry, no, Carmela, go ahead.
No wedding, sorry, for the time being. We are 2 kilometers far from the historic center of Cefalù, so that means that you can walk either in 10 minutes or with a shuttle buses, because we have the shuttle buses service. And if you want to know a little bit more of Cefalù, Cefalù in ancient Greek was called Kefalos because of this promontory. Kefalos means head. And the promontory, indeed, this natural conformation looks like a head. And the main heart of Cefalù is Piazza Duomo, with the cathedral, the Norman age cathedral, built in the 12th century by Roger II, and today inscribed in the World Heritage List. So it's a must-see. And Cefalù is a must-see, and here you can find your peace, because our identity, Le Calette identity, is an ideally linked between the Arab Norman age, the streets, the squares, the courtyards of Cefalù, and the sea, the cliffs, and the ancestral nature that you can see. So it's the perfect place for those who want to find relax and culture and history in a totalizing experience of Sicilian sensuality. And so I think that here you can have an experience of harmony and beauty, and you can find, we offer plenty of space. We have a vast park of 12,000 square meters, so we offer plenty of space for you to enjoy this breathtaking natural scenery in intimacy, from your breakfast till your after dinner drink, accompanied by the sound of a piano or of a guitar or of the sea. And this is our aim, is to recharge your battery in a beautiful setting, so that you can discover the Sicilian nature and culture and cuisine, and is just like this. I think is an experience of harmony.
Absolutely. And as you were speaking, Gaia, I was thinking of, quite a few years ago, I was living in New Zealand, and of course, being literally on the opposite side of the world from Italy, literally, it was strange to me to see the people from New Zealand not having an idea of where Italy was placed. So, for somebody coming from very far away, Sicily, Cefalù, Le Calette, it's literally a mix between the Vikings and the Arabs. And there is nothing crazier than that ever, anywhere. Plus, a sea that somebody may not agree, but if you go to Cefalù, to Sicily, to the south of Italy, the sea can be much better than the Caribbean. That's absolutely true. So if you don't believe me, go to Italy, check it out, and then let me know. So that's a little bit of everything. A mix of culture, a seaside that it's equal to the best literally in the world. Food, we have seen, it's, I'm Italian, so I keep saying the best in the world for everything, but it's true. So there is literally the best of the best, and it's not a case that together we have now a wedding that was supposed to be in just few days. It's going to be in a year from now, more or less. But a couple coming from New York and coming to Cefalù, falling in love with the church you, Gaia, were mentioning, falling in love with Le Calette, falling in love with the area, because once you come, there is nothing that compares. Mexico, Jamaica are beautiful, and I know Mexico and Jamaica for business, of course, being a wedding planner, but Italy is different, because in Italy you create your wedding. If you go to the Bahamas, Mexico, Jamaica, you have a nice resort, yes, a package that comes to you, while when you come to Italy, to Sicily, to Le Calette, it's people that love what they're doing. Myself on my side, Gaia, Carmela, we love to know that once you've got married, you still write to us and tell us that after 1 year, you're remembering your day, you're still creating that specific dish you had for your wife.
You send
That's something that you keep forever.
Sometimes we receive pictures of babies, newborns. So it's very nice. It's a communication that continues during the years. It's really
Absolutely, yes, because we are lucky that we have Italy that it's 90% of creating such memories. We do what we can to enhance it, and you with Le Calette, myself with my job, but Italy and Sicily in this case and Cefalù is what really makes the difference.
It's true. Cefalù had also been selected among I borghi più belli d'Italia. That means the most is the category that has inside the most beautiful towns in Italy. So it is one of the best town that can be offered, and about an example of the Italian beauties.
Yes, and just to close, Gaia and Carmela, to all our viewers, to all of those we will be watching this video on YouTube or on Instagram later on, remember that if you want more information, if you have any question about Le Calette, you can find Le Calette on Instagram, online, website, on Google. You can find us, of course, the same way. So if you're interested, it doesn't really matter if you get in touch with me, with Gaia, with Carmela.
Sure, yes.
It's just a beautiful venue, so I hope it will be of interest, and it doesn't matter where you reach out. You can always find us, all of us, online. Just write a question. Don't worry about anything. I mean, whatever question is always welcome. So send it over, and we will be happy to answer. Then, if it works, great. If it doesn't work, we will make it work. So it will work one way or the other. And so don't hesitate. Just ask your questions away, and we'll be here. Am I correct?
It's true. Yes. It's true. Correct. Absolutely correct. We are always here, always available, and happy to reply to your questions. Happy to interact with you, and happy to share with you our work and our beauties.
Fantastico, perfetto. Quindi, signore, grazie mille a voi. Thank you very much, ladies. Thank you very much for everyone that has been watching. It has been literally lovely. And, well, looking forward to all of these possible questions and to show anyone at all, literally, what we can make out of your wedding in Cefalù and at Le Calette.
Thank you so much. Have a nice evening to everybody.
Grazie mille. Ciao. Ciao.
Ciao.